Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber. Matthew and I appreciate you tuning in. Today we're covering a little topic I run into a lot selling kiln dried lumber. You cut this stuff and it's beautiful, and then you air dry it and that affects the color, and then you kiln dry it and then it completely changes it. And what you end up with is a board that has tremendous hidden beauty, but it's hard to show that to a customer that's never seen rough sawn wood, and then you take it to a finished state. So this board here in particular, I just picked it out of random. I marked the end of it. It's the only one that's got a black mark on it. We're going to edge them, then we're going to S4S them, and then we're going to tongue and groove, V-groove them. And we'll show this board in no point after edging, but after S4S and after T&G, and we'll see the hidden beauty that pops out of this. And you got to learn how to show that to your customers, whether that's, in our case, our motor planer room, we have this on the wall in a certain spot, and I can show the customer this board is going to look like this when we get done with it. And that'll help you sell this product, because this is not a cheap product. Spalted maple, it's pretty expensive because it takes a long time. You got to buy the log, and then you set it out and forget about it for 6 months to a year, and then you saw it, and you got to pay for the time and effort to saw it, then you dry it, and then you got to set it in your inventory and look at it for a long time, because not everybody's coming by to spend this kind of money at the drop of a hat. So I love it. I got a cousin that has it as T&G V-groove in his living room and kitchen. It's over 30 plus years now. It's kind of taken on a deeper, darker burgundy tone, and it's just beautiful. So, enough talking. Like I said, our plan is to straight line edge these, S4S them, T&G V-groove. So, let's get to work. Okay guys, welcome back. Sorry about the time lapse, but it's kind of boring watching this run them boards. So there's our 28 6 3/8 boards wide that we run. I can see the beautiful color coming through the edge grain as we were edging them, so it should look even better after we S4S them. Now, I didn't include it in the title of this video, but you can see we got some beautiful cherry underneath there that we're getting ready to run. Majority of it is 8-inch wide stuff. It's 8 3/8. We're shooting for like a 7 7/8 finished board. So this is some of the prettiest cherry I've ever seen, and that comes from knowing how to saw it and dry it. If you know, we had a video just recently about how to properly saw cherry, and this is how you get it: cutting out all that heartwood and cutting a beautiful board, and it dries beautifully. So we'll show them as we're going through the process as well. So, but our main goal is finding the hidden beauty in this spalted maple, and the next time you see it, it's going to be completely different. So we're getting ready to take a lunch break, get our machine set up, and we'll get these things run. So we'll be right back. Okay guys, we got our machine set just like we wanted it. I forgot we still had it set S4S from Saturday. all Matthew did was adjust the side cutter and the thickness. We run the first board and we're spot on where we want to be. So we got 27 more. We're gonna run them through here. The last board is what I want to show you because it ended up on the bottom. So when we get to it, we'll stop and look at how much prettier it is now versus a few minutes ago. So let's get to it.
Guard the hill. A father and son are running a mountain sawmill. Eric fires the wood miser, Matthew checks the grain, and that LT-70's rolling like a Carolina train. At the Bearded Lumber Sawmill, the sawdust falls like rain. They're slicing up the big logs, making diamonds from the grain, with that sawmill humming and the kiln warming still. Thanks for watching, we will see you back at the mill.
Okay guys, that didn't take long to run all those S4S. Here's the board. I told you that I was gonna save. It's got the black mark on the end. Now, that looks drastically different than what I showed you a few minutes ago. You can see all the spalting in it. There's a little bit of ambrosia. There's some ambrosia, more spalting. Backside missed a little spot there. Like I say, we just run these at 6 inches finished width with a 9 and 250 thousandths thickness. Now the next thing we'll do is narrow them up just a little bit to be able to, you don't have to have much to put the groove on, but you got to have like 3/16, put the tongue on it. So we'll probably end up with what, 5 5/8, 5 3/4, something right there as far as finished width, probably about 5 5/8. But that is just gorgeous. Now, we're gonna run this tongue and groove, we'll bring you back and show it, but we got that big pile of cherry we got to do. I actually had a customer call me, we got some walnut we gotta run for him. So there's gonna be a whole mess of this. So come right back and we'll get to it. Okay guys, welcome back. A lot's happened since we turned the camera off. We tongue and grooved this whole pile of cherry. It turned out beautiful, and I saved the last 5 boards because it kind of goes with what we were talking about. And we had a customer bring by some walnut, and we S4S'd it, and we're going to tongue and groove hardwood floor it tomorrow for him. Just a little small order, trying to finish up a job. But of course we got all the spalted maple here, so we're going to run this through the molder real quick and we'll come back and talk about it. But I just had to show you this cherry. 8 inches wide, beautiful stuff. It missed a little bit on the back first pass, and it may miss just a little on the back second pass, but that's fine. You only need one excellent face. I'm shooting for 2, but they come up just a hair thin, which is okay. So enough talking about it. It's getting late today. We got things to do, so let's get these run.
Vader's barking early, Leroy's running wide, Rosie's kicking sawdust on the molder planer side. Eric's teaching Matthew, just like fathers do, how to read the life inside a log and cut it straight and true. At the Bearded Lumber Sawmill, the sawdust falls like rain. They're slicing up the big logs, making diamonds from the grain, with that sawmill humming and the kiln warming still. Thanks for watching, we will see you back at the mill. Kiln doors open, warm steam rolling slow, fresh cut timber laying out in perfect rows. YouTube's watching, folks, tune in for the thrill of a father and his boy at the Bearded Lumber Mill. Maple, pine, and walnut, cedar rich and red, they turn the forest story into boards that live instead. Every slab they measure, every beam they trim, echoes with the love between a father and his kin. At the sawdust falls like rain. They're slicing up the big logs, making diamonds from the grain. With that sawmill humming and the kiln warming still. Thanks for watching, we will see you back at the mill.
Okay guys, that is it finally. You can see the sun's setting low in the sky. The purpose of this video was, finding the hidden beauty in wood. And showing this to a customer versus this, it's hard for them to see sometimes. And it may behoove you to run an extra one of these and set it up in the corner somewhere and be able to show it to them. And that's what we've done with our display wall here, is be able to show them this piece of wood sitting right there on that wall. And these will look exactly like that in a period of time. But if you don't have that ability, maybe you start you a display corner and have a piece of walnut, a piece of spalted maple, piece of cherry, piece of oak that you can show people what their finished product's going to be. This room right here has made Matthew and I so much money over the last 2 years being able to show people what we make and what the finished product's going to look like. We got a ceiling full of yellow pine and white pine, V-groove and nickel gap. Got a corner over there with poplar, nickel gap. This whole wall is sweet gum. Everything below the chair rails, white pine, green poplar, yellow poplar, cherry, spalted maple, oak, white oak, red oak, chestnut oak, and there's some down through here. It's a great selling tool. I got a spot over on the wall of white oak, red oak, chestnut oak, and hardwood flooring. So just something to think about. When you're selling this wood, this is a lot easier to sell than this dirty piece of wood. And that's why we bought that wide belt sander. Not necessarily for these pieces, but for live edge slabs and stuff. I sell a few, and I can sell a lot more if they looked like this instead of this. And I can add value to it. I can raise the cost that we charge people, because we're not just raising the cost, we're adding value. We're doing a lot of the work by finishing it. And that's what we do with this. We've added a tremendous amount of value to this piece of wood because we took it from a rough green piece of lumber to a kiln dried piece of lumber to something they can stand up in their house just like this, and it's finished. Or they can run them horizontally, whichever they choose. I prefer the vertical, but everybody has different choices. So I believe that's going to do it. Any way you can add value to your lumber that you're selling or supplying to the customer is miles ahead of what you're doing just sawing green. So got any comments on that, drop in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. As always, big shout out to Matthew and Solomon editing these videos. I greatly appreciate it. Check out Solomon's channel, Third Beard Fishing. He'd love to see you pop in. Guys, if you want a hat, check out beardedlumbernc.com. We've got plenty of new hats for sale. Don't forget our round table, third Saturday of every month at 7 o'clock, outdoor forestry and sawmilling. And we got a good guest lined up for the 18th of this month. We'll have a link on the channel here, how to jump in. You can ask me questions, Matthew questions, any of the panelists, as well as our special guest. We just appreciate you jumping in. We cover a lot of topics. Sometimes we get off the rails and cover things we wasn't even planning on it. But if you like talking and interacting, you'll have a good time. And we welcome you in. As always, a big shout out to Wood Miser. We love their equipment. We've got several things in the works. They'll be here before long, before you know it. Our molder, we don't run a Wood Miser one. We run a Weinig. Excellent piece of equipment. I actually ordered some new knives the other day to do a profile that we don't currently do. So we'll show you that one day in the future. But if you need anything from them, they're a great outfit. They're actually close to us over in Mooresville. They're U.S. headquarters. They ship everything out of there. So no matter where you are, just like last week, I ordered 2 heads on Monday morning, paid for them. Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon, the UPS delivered them. They're sitting here. Can't beat that. So that's going to do it, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you watching. Hope you continue with us for the whole journey of 2026. It's already the end of March going into April. April time this video comes out. So Matthew will have a new baby time you see this one. his life's gonna change having a girl in the house, another girl. But that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.